Hi guys, here's Doc's Market Minute for Friday, March 4th. What I'm looking at here is the S&P 500 continuous contract. So it's a way for folks to string together all of these different quarterly contracts into something that makes sense. Otherwise, we would have these huge gaps every time we have a rollover, and that would make charting very, very difficult indeed. So here we are. It's about half an hour before the actual cash market opens, and we've already had our jobs report half an hour ago, and we're already seeing some massive volatility right now. And what we're also seeing over the last few days is what I've heard call the principle of maximum adversity. And I love this name because it really represents how trading happens. Think about this. Markets are forever pressing the point of maximum adversity. When markets started selling off down here, how far can people go? How far can this price go before people finally start bailing out and saying, I can't take it any longer? And as the price came down and retested this point from August, we found out that answer. People couldn't take it any longer, and they sold right into that low, and that's where the institutional bull stepped in and bought the dip. And then we had the next wave down. How much lower can it go? How much lower? If I'm still holding long, how long can I take it before I finally wash out of my position? And so we had a slight undercut here, which typically provides some very strong rebounds because too many people enter at the wrong moment at the very point where we reach new lows. Unfortunately, that's also where a lot of institutional longs will step in and buy, or shorts will cover at that point, and that creates the rebound rally. So now, after going through all of this emotional wreckage down here in the month of January and February, now what are we doing to the upside? We've rallied almost 200 points in just a couple of weeks to the upside. And this is following one of these very typical types of rallies. Strong off the bottom, gets thick in the middle, and then we end up screaming to the upside with nearly a vertical slope on here, almost an infinite slope. This is what I call a parabolic tail on here. We've seen this type of market action so many times. Every rally that we've had essentially looks like this. Every rally looks exactly like this, right? So we can go back years and years and we see the same kind of effects. Because what happens is the initial burst off the bottom, a lot of that is driven by short covering, people that are holding short positions that are scrambling to get out. There's also people scrambling to get in with some of the institutional money. And then there comes some profit taking and some general exchange of shares in the middle as things get thick. And this is where the consolidation begins and the market can take a breath before the final run. And after a move like Tuesday, everybody wants to chase after the market. Everybody wants to chase it because they think that this is the last rally they'll ever see again in their lives. So they chase after it saying, wait for me, like a train leaving the station. And folks that are short the market or have short option positions up here are being pressed into the point of maximum adversity. So this is what we're going to see. And I think this is the type of price action that we're going to see throughout the rest of this year is we're continually going to be exploring that point where the principle of maximum adversity hits. And precisely when everybody thinks that this will never stop going up, this is usually when we'll have a very strong retracement of some type. Not necessarily a trend change, but we'll see retracements come along to basically blow off that steam and kind of prick that balloon every time it gets a little too high. So what I want you to think about this weekend is think about all these times where the markets were exploring these areas of maximum adversity, where you were feeling maximum heat to the downside or maybe maximum heat to the upside, and evaluate how you responded to that. Were you part of the problem or did you anticipate that? What I want you to start to do is to anticipate these moves where you can identify these points of maximum adversity. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.